Dear, garden is energy for everyone. Garden is nature, and nature is very, very important part of human life. We have many, many different plants, but this moment garden sleep because it's winter time, and we are just a little bit correcting when leaves grow and when leaves or diet, when we are clean garden, because cleaning is very important for your next grow. I am do it for family friends because the garden is place when it's very peace. People love it, sit outside, take coffee, little bit talking. It is very good place for meet people. I won't be independent because when I am wake up every day and I am feeling like free woman, I am not need help for anybody for anything. My family is also very happy when I am do it everything yourself.
It was Sunday afternoon. We were meeting our friends who I love dearly because I call them my Australian parents. It was all happy event. We were sitting around the table, enjoying lovely food, so nothing out of the ordinary, until the moment when my husband pointed to me, "Michelle, have a look, something is happening to Grandma." And I saw her reaching for a cup of tea, and as she was moving the cup towards her face to have a sip, suddenly I realized her facial expression has changed. She was experiencing all the signs and symptoms of stroke, like face drooping. She lost the ability to hold the cup in her hand, and I just said to my husband, "Darling, she's having a stroke. Please call the ambulance. Just no time to do anything, just we have to act very quickly." The ambulance arrived. It just happened very quickly, even though I remember distinct moments of that afternoon, but there was just a moment when she lost the ability to move, was not able to communicate. She wasn't fully aware of what was going on. She lost ability to swallow initially. She didn't have any strength in her arm. She couldn't move fingers. She couldn't walk. So it was very stressful moment, especially when at the time you just didn't have any experience and any knowledge about the disease. So you just saw a person from perfectly okay state, a person who is bedridden, uncertain, scared, and prognosis were very grim, because initially we were told that unfortunately the extent of the stroke was so big that there will be severe disability, and she very likely will never walk again, never move again. So it was a very scary moment that Sunday afternoon.
With Daniela's case, cognitively everything was quite good, and it was more that she was getting a lot of physical symptoms, so the part of the brain that had been affected impacted on her motor planning and motor function, so her strength and coordination as well. A lot of the things in terms of rehab after a stroke is trying to encourage the brain to set up new pathways and learning those everyday movements and just doing them hundreds and hundreds of times until they become sort of natural and you don't need to think about them as much, and then you move on to new challenges. The first week or so Daniela was here, we were really working on her balance when she was sitting and a bit of practice standing up. Within a couple of weeks she was sort of up and walking with a couple of people. So initially when we were walking, we needed to have one person squatting next to her leg to support the knee, because occasionally it would give way a little bit because of weakness, also because her sense of awareness of where her knee was, she wasn't sure if it was bent or straight. I think it was probably a few weeks after she arrived, she was up and walking around on the ward, It was something that was really quite remarkable how quickly she got to that point. Once Daniela was up and walking around, that's when we started talking about planning to get home.
When she was released, she wasn't completely independent, so the physiotherapy part is still ongoing. Initially, it was happening twice a week, and now she's going back for once a week. That helped her to be where she is today, to be independent and really not needing any wheelchair assistance or walking stick or anything. After 5 weeks there, she's back home with us.
The really great things about Daniela is that she really took the whole stroke as a bit of a wake-up call and took that on and said, well, I'm going to get as healthy as I can be. I don't want this to happen again. I'm going to start eating right. And Michelle's obviously very helpful with making sure that the diet and everything was under control, but she was really sort of determined with that exercise side of things as well to be moving more. And we obviously don't have the hindsight of having known her before the stroke, but from all reports she's up around moving even more than she ever has.
I am feeling good, really good, because the independence coming slowly but coming. I have experience in my life when optimistic people very, very good for every situation. When you see the bright for your way, it is very good. Your life is easy.